Good morning, dear students. Welcome to the third part of your lesson number 6 of Science 2, Classification of Plants. In the previous two lectures, we have discussed the first and second part of classification of plants. In the previous lecture, we have seen that plants are basically classified into flowering and non-flowering plants. Non-flowering plants are the simplest plants and they are called cryptogams, and cryptogams are further divided into thallophyta, bryophyta and pteridophyta. In the previous lecture, we have seen in detail the characteristics and examples of thallophyta. Today we begin with the next category, that is bryophyta. Phyton again means plants. So these are again simple plants but a little advanced than the previous phyta, that is thallophyta. Let us see the characteristics. These plants have root-like, stem-like and leaf-like structures. If you remember, thallophyta did not have any such structure. It was just a flat thallus. These plants are better advanced. They have root-like, stem-like and leaf-like structures. A very important point, they are called amphibians of the plant kingdom. Amphibians means dual life, double life. They live on land, but for reproduction, that is to spread or disperse their spores, they need the agency of water. So they are called amphibians. Generally, we find them living as a carpet on brick walls, especially in the monsoon or rainy season. Once the rainy season gets over, this green colored carpet dries up and forms a brown carpet. As told to you before, they have root-like structures. And what are these root-like structures called? Rhizoids. Check the spelling, R-H-I-Z-O-I-D-S. They help the plant in absorbing water from the soil or from the substratum or bricks where they are growing. Since flowers are absent in these plants, they reproduce with the help of spores. Let me remind you, spores are asexual reproductive bodies of cryptogams. Let us see some pictures of commonly found bryophytes. They are generally found living on brick surface, wall surface that has not been touched or plastered with cement, and you will see them mostly in the moist rainy season. We go next to the category called pteridophytes. These are the most advanced plants in cryptogams. Why are they advanced? Because of the following characteristics. They are vascular. What does that mean? They have got xylem and phloem, the conducting tissues. Yes, you will slowly see them advancing towards proper flowering plants. They are also evergreen. Evergreen in the sense their leaves do not shed and the plant remains beautiful with their different types of foliage, that is green leaves. So they are generally cultivated as ornamental plants. They have proper roots, stem and leaves, and if you take their sections and see them under the microscope, you will also see that they have got proper xylem and phloem. They reproduce with the help of spores because they do not have flowering body, that is, they do not produce flowers. Now, in the case of pteridophytes, if you lift up a leaf and see at the ventral side, that is the side which does not face the sun, you will find dark brown spots. These spots are called as sori, S-O-R-I. Singular is sorus. Now, what is a sori? It is a collection or a group of sporangia. Where have you learnt about sporangia? In your lower classes when you learned mucor or mushroom. Okay, so spores are formed in these sori, and these spores on dispersal fall to the ground and produce a new plant. So sporangia form sori at the lower side of the leaves. Now these plants are slowly advancing towards the flowering plants. They are trying to imitate the flowering plants. So they have two types of reproduction. If the spores fall on the ground, that is called sporophytic reproduction, and from the sporophytic plant arises gametophytic plant, that is, they produce male and female gametes like the higher plants. So they show two types of reproduction, sexual and asexual. So as you see, these plants are slowly trying to imitate or show the characteristics of higher plants. Let us see some common pteridophytes. Yes, the common pteridophytes are Nephrolepis. Check the spelling, Nephrolepis. This specimen is there in the laboratory. When the school reopens, we will show it to you. Selaginella and Lycopodium. Today, a new assignment is being given to you. As told to you before, take a screenshot of the same. It will get saved in your gallery. Whenever you are free or when you feel like doing the assignment, please copy the assignment in your science notebook. Any doubts, wait for the next lecture. You will get the answers in the next lecture. Thank you.